Hi everybody, welcome to the studio. I've just got back a couple of days ago from the Pots and Food fair at Wardlow Myers. An amazing, as my voice is still gone from all the talking I did, an amazing show as usual. It's a delight to do. I really didn't want to come away at the end. Normally on the last day you're packing away bits and pieces and doing all your paperwork and getting all of the stuff behind the stall ready to make a runner for it at the end. But 20 minutes after the show ended at 4 o'clock I was still sat there with all the stuff out. I really didn't want to come home, so it was a fantastic weekend, a delight anyway, apart from that. Okay, since I've been back I've turned the foot rings on the large platters I did in the last video, and I've decorated them. So this video today is me turning a foot ring on the large platters with a little undercut. I'll explain how that is. I've tried to video it as carefully as I can, and then there's me decorating them as well with some oxides and slips. These are going to be a series of platters for my only clay show in November. Hopefully I'm going to get them out. There's a famous woodblock printer called Hokusai, and he did 36 views of Mount Fuji, and I'm doing as many views of Mount Fuji on these platters as I can do. I don't know if I'll do 36 with time permitting, but I'm going to do as many as I can, and that's going to be my solo exhibition at my only clay fair. So here's how I did it. Okay, I'm just trimming this now. You can hear the chunk of something in there, can't you? When you use reclaim is that there's all sorts of detritus gets mixed in with it. It's a piece of fired pottery. Not a problem. Take a bit of turnings, dampen them off, push them in so we don't cause an air pocket, scrape it with a scraper, good to go. Right, I'm trying to throw a thicker base on these pots because I'm going to try and make a slight undercut where it can be hung on a wall. So obviously they're usable, but these are really for decoration. Really, they're a decorative piece. That's that part done. Now with a platter, what sometimes happens, or quite often happens, is because it's a wide space. When you fire it in the kiln, the middle slumps down and it rocks. So to avoid that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a little sort of button in the centre, and that will obviously is the same height as the outer rim, so when it sits in the kiln it won't sag. So that's a good tip for everyone. I'm just taking a slight skim off this to begin with because I don't want to press down and push the belly out, because I'm turning this just a little bit before it's ready to be turned, really, because I need to put some slip on and some colouring on the inside of it, and I don't want it to be too dry that the white slip flakes off, you know what I mean. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Just take a skin out of it. So I'm slowly sloping it from, I'm curving the outside edge. Normally I would leave it flat, but I'm curving the outside edge so it goes down into this foot ring that I've left a little bit thicker. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to undercut . This is a pointed tool, I'm going underneath the rim with it. What I've got here is a screw. This is a M6 I think, it's a long one, but it doesn't matter how long it is. And I'm just going to check to see if that will sit under that rim, so that this screw with a little tiny sort of T-shaped washer on it will go into the wall, and the plate can hang on it, so it needs to be a little bit deeper, just to take that screw and the washer. Got it. So that's it. Let's move that down again because it's pushed it up a little bit. And that screw head fits under there really nicely, so it will hang on the wall, and that's to be done. Now I have to decorate it. Right, this is the big platter I've done. What I've got here is some cobalt oxide with some slip in it, so it doesn't go dusty and make the glaze crawl. And also I've got here some iron oxide. Now this is as I've already said, this is going to be a series of views of Mount Fuji that I've collected. I've got some photographs and I've been there and seen it in person, so I thought I would do a sort of an image of a recognisable image of Mount Fuji. So I'm just going to gently draw on with the pencil the mountain. It's got a slight flat top. I've put it off to one side because I'm going to put some decoration on here. And it's got a slight shoulder, hip to it. So that's going to go like that. Okay, so the top's going to be blue, bottom's going to be iron. So we put the blue on first, obviously, because the mountain needs to go in front of the iron slip. not an expert at this, I'm making it up as I go along, so there'll be some people cringing when they see me doing this, but it works for me. That's it. I'll scrape this off afterwards. That's more or less got the shape I want. And we put the mount in it. Slight hip. Bringing the brush strokes down. Definitely not Bob Ross, am I? Jeez. That man was a legend. Right, so that's the basics for the mounting. I'm leaving it uneven, and it gives different textures. It burns out more. And what I've got here is, oops, excuse me. What I've got here is a thick white slip. Which I'm going to layer on for snow on the mountain. I'm going to put it on thick to begin with. Tidy that up. And then with a piece of credit card, I'm going to put some lines in it. Like that. And get some flip on the edge and put a ridge on it. Really out of my comfort zone with this, to be honest with you. To be honest. But it looks okay. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some cherry blossom in the foreground. And I'm just going to mark where I think it ought to go. So it's going to come down in front. I'm just putting blobs on. In threes. It should be in threes or not, but I'll do it in threes. This is going on thick as well, because what happens under the dolomite glaze that I use, thick white slip, if you put the glaze on quite thick as well, the thick white slip, it goes pink. So we're going to try and get that cherry blossom effect. Don't be too precious about it. It, I think. And what I'm going to do after that is I'll use this tool once this is dry, and I'll put the branches in underneath, but I'll do a little bit for you now in between and just scratch off the cobalt. That's it. Branch of cherry blossom. This will have one dolomite glaze over the top. I'll clean all this off the edge with a scraper once it's a bit drier and it doesn't re-stick. And that's my Mount Fuji done. Not brilliant, but okay. Well, hope you enjoyed that. Well out of my comfort zone with all the painting. I've never been a very good painter. I'm just learning how the slips work and how the different glazes work on top of it. So it's all a learning process, but that's what's important to do, isn't it? Keep progressing and keep trying new things. Okay, see you next time.